What I'll plead with our people, it was very sad on Monday to see a church going down, to see a mosque, people invading and also burning the mosque. It was very unfortunate also to see people going to rob a supermarket. It is also very unfortunate that every day there is maandamano. We are seeing people closing businesses. We saw people going to a supermarket and stealing. We also saw people going to the former president farm and just going cutting trees and stealing. I would say it will start with one person, it will go to the next one, and I will say we are not headed in the right direction. What I will say as members of parliament, we have a responsibility. Even if we take that sufuria and go to the street, that sufuria doesn't go back home with unga or with maize or with rice. The solution lies within parliament. The solution lies with us. I am in the Committee of Agriculture. We are seeing how we can be able to get rice coming in and the maize coming in, how we can be able to get the fertilizers getting to the ground. That is a push we should be pushing the ministers. And look at the budget. How are we going to bring the cost of electricity down? The solution is with parliament, not on the streets. How are we going to bring the cost of maize and the cost of food products, the cost of everything, even fuel? The solution is with parliament. Taxes, the solution with parliament. But I also want we separate the issue of elections and the issue of cost of living. Because once we tie both, we are going to lose it. Elections were done. The Supreme Court came and pronounced itself. So even if we say the servers to be opened or not, are we expecting different results? And I think the best thing for us to do is first say Kenyans went to vote. How then do we assist these Kenyans to improve their lives? There are people who have not managed to take their children to school. Today we gave some checks here for students so that they can be able to continue their education. Are we having a motion in parliament to make education purely free? Because education is expensive in Kenya. The children of the poor people, they are not attending school because of the cost of the school fees. Those are solutions that we must look and go to the ground and help our people. And the solutions are within us. We have done our BPS. We're going to do our budget. By June, we'll have a new budget. So I also want to plead with the ones who won. You won with humility, and God gave you the win. I want to say that please humble yourself. It is good to serve when you are quiet. Sometimes you don't have to answer everything that is, people tell you, because at the end of the day, you have a responsibility. Show leadership. Show leadership. And I plead that we can be able to listen to each other. We can be able to go back to parliament and do a consensus as members of parliament for the governors at the ground level. Agriculture, health, those basic things are actually devolved. The basic education, we have the ECDs, it is devolved. So the governors should also work with their MCAs, go back to the ground, teach our people the best practices of farming, so that we all don't farm maize, we all don't farm beans, we all have, we become very specific on the areas of our agriculture. We do agribusiness, and we change the way of doing things. Let's send our agricultural extension officers to the ground. That is how we're going to help our people. But when we talk about our people, we go to the streets, they still go home hungry. We, as women, we are affected, because our husbands, our kids are the ones who go to the streets. And when push comes to shove, you find that the people who have big vehicles, even their vehicles are armored. Some of them are even wearing protective vests. They get into their cars. So when that bullet comes, it will find that young man who is very innocent. So we pray that our country, we can sober up. And I pray that we can be able to talk to each other. We can be able to just have soberness, so that we can have this nation going to the right direction. Otherwise, the way things are, it was unfortunate what happened on Monday, and we will not